There is a silent, terrifying shift that happens inside the soul of every highly sensitive person. It's not a breakdown. It's not a tantrum. And it is definitely not anger. It is the sudden, absolute end of caring. You've probably seen it before, or maybe you're experiencing it right now. A person who used to forgive everything, suddenly looking at you with cold, empty, and piercing clarity. The legendary Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung discovered that this chilling tranquility isn't depression, nor is it standard emotional burnout. He identified it as the brutal, final stage of a spiritual awakening, and it petrifies everyone who witnesses it. Why? Because when a deep feeler stops absorbing your chaos, they don't become cruel. They become completely untouchable. They pull their energy out of the emotional economy that depended on their exploitation, and that changes the entire game. Jung spent decades studying the human psyche, mapping the minds of individuals whose entire nervous system functioned as an emotional receiver for everyone around them. He called them the psychological shock absorbers of their social systems. These are the people who walk into a room and immediately choke on the unspoken tensions of others. They don't just empathize with suffering, they absorb it, process it, and somehow transmute it so others can function. From childhood, society praised them for being mature, understanding, and peacekeepers. This cultural conditioning ran deep, turning self-abandonment into a virtue. They wore their exhaustion like a badge of honor, believing their gift obligated them to sacrifice their own peace for everyone else's comfort. They became free therapists for friends, emotional support animals for toxic partners, and dumping grounds for family anxiety. And the most disturbing part? They never complained. But Carl Jung noticed something the empaths themselves couldn't see yet. Behind their compassionate facade, their subconscious mind was keeping records. It was cataloging every manipulation, every white lie, every micro-betrayal, and every moment someone took advantage of their kindness with surgical precision. The breaking point never comes from a simple disappointment or a minor conflict. It is always triggered by a profound, soul-crushing betrayal from someone the empath had protected, defended, and loved unconditionally. It's the adult child discovering their parent has been speaking cruelly about them behind their back. It's discovering years of infidelity after managing a partner's instability. What makes this betrayal fatal is the sudden recognition that their intuition had screamed the truth for years, and they chose to ignore it. They realized they participated in their own destruction. This self-betrayal cuts deeper than the external one. It shatters their illusions. This is the exact moment Jung called the withdrawal of projections. The fog lifts, and the empath stops performing emotional labor. They stop explaining, justifying, or apologizing. This is where the integration of the shadow begins. Society taught the empath that their shadow, the part of them that is selfish, that says no, that prioritizes self-preservation, was evil. But Jung understood that this shadow was actually their psychological immune system. When forced to integrate it, the empath doesn't become a monster. They become complete. The selfish shadow merges with the compassionate light, creating something society is never prepared for. An empath who can feel everything, but consciously chooses who gets access to that feeling. The dynamic shifts instantly. In the workplace, they complete their tasks excellently, but refuse to carry others' stress. In families, they smile politely, but refuse to host toxic feuds or play the assigned role of mediator. This transformation causes absolute panic in their social circle. Narcissists, energy vampires, and manipulators feel exposed without the empath saying a word. Jung's called this the empath's mirror effect. Their mere presence becomes a living filter that automatically repels dysfunction and attracts genuine growth. This is not revenge. It is absolute sovereignty. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and martyrdom serves no one. They haven't lost their humanity. They've simply found their power. They are love with boundaries, compassion with wisdom, and kindness with strength. If you have reached this stage of absolute clarity, if you are ready to cultivate peace in your own soul, like this video, subscribe to the channel for the upcoming laws of power, and comment "Silent Power" below to claim your awakening. Stay sharp and watch reality.